Hey guys, Brent Abernathy. Welcome to the Family First Life Gulf Coast new agent training call on Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great dial day so far and looking up a bunch of appointments. So, want to get to the topic today. It's just a question and answer call, and I appreciate all you men and women that are out there that have sent your questions into Joreen. If you notice on the Gulf Coast Weekly email that comes out, we've been asking for questions of new agents. What is it that you guys want to know? We aren't mind readers. We do our best to try and help you guys out, but excuse me. But thank you for sending your questions in. We're going to continue to do this as time goes on. So if you do have questions that I don't get to today, just send your questions into Joreen. It's joreen@fflgulfcoast.com. And we'll do this every so often. We'll have a question and answer, call to answer those questions. So I'm just going to get right to it. I'll read the question out that was sent in and then just give you guys my answer. So the first question, it's a really good question. I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed trying to learn everything. If you could simplify things for me and tell me what the most important thing to focus on is. Great question. And it's something that we've all as new agents gone through. Keep things simple. That's the number one thing. If I had to keep things simple for you, don't overthink it, all that sort of stuff. But the main thing you got to get good at, once you get licensed, once you get contracted with the insurance companies, the number one thing you have got to get good at is being on the phone, your phone script. Get good at getting on the phone and get good at booking appointments on the phone. The product, the in-home, all that stuff takes care of itself. But if you can't book appointments on the phone, it's going to be very frustrating for you. So I would record yourself over and over again on the telephone. Listen to yourself, go over your scripts, say them out loud. That's one thing that I see a lot of people do is they just kind of read the script or they have the script in front of them or whatever. And I think it's way better, way more effective to say it out loud. Get used to saying the words, get used to having those come off your tongue. Listen to all the Zoom live dials and stuff that go on throughout the group. If you are around an office, listen to other people dial. Point is, that's the number one thing. So if you're listening to trainings, if you're listening to YouTube videos, whatever, I would focus on anything having to do with phone script. Because once you get good at that, everything else takes care of itself. So don't get overwhelmed with everything. Let's focus on that. And then we'll start worrying about the in-home, the products, all that jazz once you get good on the telephone. Second question, how much should I be spending on leads per week? This is a question almost every new agent has. And it takes a while to understand about investing in your business. And that this is a business, and to make significant money in this business, you need to invest. So for me, the magic number is $1,000 a week. And I know when I was brand new, that sounded like a lot. I didn't understand it. But I can promise you this, if you're investing $1,000 a week in leads, you will not have a problem booking enough appointments to make a significant return on your investment. And that's all this thing is it's a numbers game. So you got to put yourself out there. You got to be able to book enough appointments to have that production. So $1,000 a week is the magic number. Some of our top producers, spend way more than that. And it's like, let's say they're spending $2,000 a week on leads. Well, that's $8,000 a month. Well, if they're writing $60,000 or $70,000 worth of business, that more, I would hope that everybody on this call would make that investment and make the choice that, yeah, that's something I would do, right? Because if it's not, then you're not in the right business. Okay. So $1,000 a week. So So maybe somebody asks, well, what do I do if I don't have $1,000 to get started? There's all kinds of ways, guys, to come up with $1,000 for leads. I'm sure there's stuff in your garage, that's been sitting there collecting dust that you could go sell. I'm sure you can purchase leads on a credit card that you don't have to pay off for another month. Whatever, you can go donate blood. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways to come up with $1,000. It's really whether you want to. How bad do you want it? How bad and how quickly do you want to boom start my business? Because if you're only spending 100, $200 a week on leads, you're setting yourself up for failure. So that would be the answer: $1,000 a week minimum, and just to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. What is the biggest tip you could give me to start producing $30,000 a month? Okay, so I guess this obviously coming from a new agent, somebody who hasn't written 30,000 before. What's the biggest tip you could give me to start producing 30,000 a month? You got to have enough leads, first of all. Okay, you can't produce $30,000 worth of business if you don't have enough leads. But other than that, even more so than that, it's the mindset of don't settle for less than 30,000. And I know that might seem simple, but it's really the truth. It's like, if you want to go write $30,000 worth of business in a month, go make it happen. You have to have that mindset. You have to have the mindset of, we got to get away from the mindset of, I hope I write 30,000 or I want to write 30,000. That type of mindset. We got to get away from that. We need to get to the mindset, I'm going to make 30,000 happen. What goes into that? Well, heck, on a dial day, if you feel like you've got your next day booked up worth of appointments, book another 1 or 2 appointments. Book an appointment later in the evening than you already have scheduled. Book an appointment early in the morning. Do the math on that. If you do that every Runday, that's 8 extra appointments a week, which is an extra 32 appointments a month. Right? It's a mindset of, I'm not going to stop dialing because I feel like I've got tomorrow booked. I'm going to keep dialing because I'm going to make 30,000 happen. Same thing, same mindset when you're in the field. If you have a no-show, if you have a reschedule, if you have some open space in your Runday schedule, go make 30,000 happen by knocking on doors of people who haven't answered the phone, creating so much activity and so much intensity with that activity that you cannot write less than 30. So it's more the mindset, it's more the attitude. To me, that would be the biggest tip I could give you. Is go make it happen. Don't hope for it to happen. You just got to go do it. Anybody on this call can do it. I 100% know that. Anybody on this call can go do it. It's who wants to go make it happen. So that would be the biggest tip I could give you on that front. Next one. I'm not close to an office. What can I do for training and to learn the business faster? Okay, so some of you guys are out there, you're close to an office. You can go in every single dial day, Monday and Thursday, be around other people, get training, things like that. There's others that live in an area where we don't have an office yet. So that would be the first thing I would say is, if you are one of those people, make it a goal of yours to get your own office, right? And recruit some agents in your area. So you got a place to go. You got a camaraderie, you got a clubhouse, you've got somewhere where you can all work together. So that would be a goal. But how can you learn the business faster, and what can you do for training? Well, training, We have this call every Thursday at noon Central, the new agent call for the Gulf Coast that you can listen to. On Monday at noon Central Time, we have the Gulf Coast training team call every Monday. I know the corporate office has the Next Level Live call on Friday. There's all kinds of trainings out there. There's all kinds of things you can access. How do you get in tune with them? How do you get plugged into them? Well, make sure on all social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, all that sort of stuff, you're following the corporate office, Family First Life. Make sure you're following Family First Life Gulf Coast. That way you don't miss out on when there are training opportunities for you that you can listen to virtually. I would also say make sure that you're tuned in, and also the Slack groups or the Discord groups. Become active in those very quickly. Again, just so you don't miss anything. It's like, and emails will get sent out, text blasts will get sent out, to notify you of when trainings are and stuff. But you got to take it upon yourself to look at those things and read them and be there when it's time for training. We've got YouTube channels, right? Like we've got a Gulf Coast YouTube channel. I would make sure, if I was you, I went on and subscribed to that YouTube channel. That way, any recordings, any videos, things like that, you can watch them. You've got to, again, have that mindset that you got to go get it. You got to, the system's there. The training is there. You've got to use it. You got to make yourself use it. Especially now, there's a lot of virtual stuff that can be done. You don't have to be one-on-one. Now, for the one-on-one part, which I do feel it is important, if you're not able to get around people every single day, you need to find people, and it might be the person that brought you into the business. It might not be, but you need to look at the leaderboard and you need to reach out to people who are having success. You need to constantly be on the phone with them as you're learning the business. Excuse me, my top agents, I look back when they were brand new and they were on the phone with me all the time. I look at some of our top agents now, they're on the phone with Evan all the time. They're on the phone with Kiefer all the time. They're on the phone with Ty all the time. So you have to reach out and you have to communicate, and that's by phone. That's by talking to somebody, not just texting them questions, things like that. It's one of those deals where you learn the business very, very quickly when you're talking about it all the time. And when you're asking questions of people who have been in the business longer than you have. So you have to reach out. Like I said at the start of this call, we don't know what you need and what you want. We've got a pretty good idea of what works. But if you're not reaching out, if you're not wanting to help yourself by reaching out to someone who knows the business better than you do, it's going to be, you're fighting an uphill battle. Can you do it? Yes. But again, all I can say is all of the successful people that I have seen have made themselves available and have reached out and asked for help. And trust me, if we're too busy to answer the phone, let us make that decision. We'll send it to voicemail and we'll call you back. But we can't help you if you're not going to reach out. So number of different ways to do it. But set that goal of having your own office in that area and then reach out for help constantly. So next question, what do you say when you door knock somebody? That's something that we get questions a lot about from new agents is how do you door knock, or I'm scared to door knock, or whatever, and I got it. I was new at one point in time, too, but it's like, The people filled out a request and they want help. Whether it's direct mail lead, whether it's internet, they filled it out. They want help. So if they're not answering the phone, or if it's a wrong phone number, or something like that, we got to go door knock them. That's the only way that we're going to be able to get in touch with them. So you got two choices. The way I look at it, you got two choices. One, toss that lead away and toss that money that you spent on that lead away, and you don't make any return on it. Or you go knock on their door, and maybe you make a return on it, maybe you make a sale, maybe you don't. I don't know. I just know that if we don't go door knocking, we're basically saying, hey, I give up on that lead, I give up on that person. I'm not going to go try and help. I don't live in that world. That doesn't make any sense to me. So with door knocking, don't overthink it. Just like, it's no perfect way to do it. Doesn't matter. Just show up, knock on their door. They come to the door. I mean, don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So let's say it's a direct mail mortgage lead. I mean, you knock on their door and you say, hey, my name's Brent with the Mortgage Protection Center here in Okaloosa County. Been trying to reach you by phone, hadn't been able to. Glad you're here. I guess you filled this out and sent it back to us. You were looking for some information on mortgage protection for your loan, right? And then you shut up and you let them talk. And you try and book an appointment right then. Try and go right in. Hey, you want me to take my shoes off? Right? And if you can't book an appointment to go in right then, well, okay, book an appointment for the next day or later on that day, whatever. Again, don't overthink it. It's just all we're trying to do and all we're trying to accomplish is making contact with, with these people. So if it's an internet lead, I mean, it'd be the same thing. Hey, my name's Brent. I'm actually with the benefits office here in Okaloosa County. We've been trying to reach you by phone, hadn't been able to. I guess you filled this out online and you were looking for the information on the new state regulated life insurance program, right? And then you shut up and you see where it goes. That's it. I mean, that's what I used to do. I know people, I know Sean, when Sean would door knock, he'd knock on the door, they'd come to the door, he'd be like, whew, geez, I'm glad you're not dead. And he'd be like, what? And he'd be like, I'm just glad I got to you before you died, because I know you were looking for this information. So don't overthink what to say, just go do it. It's like, there's not a bad time. They asked for our help on this. Okay. You have to get over the mindset and get out of the mindset that you're bothering them, or that you shouldn't be there, or any of that stuff, because they asked for your help. It's your job to go make it happen. It's your job to go track them down if they're not answering the phone. So I hope that helps. What do you need to have with you for appointments? I would keep this simple as well. I would have a little bag, that you carry in an appointment with you. I'd walk up to, I'd have the lead in my hand and I'd have my bag over my shoulder. What I would have in my bag, I would have at least some paper applications in my bag, just in case you have problems with internet service. So you're not able to do the e-apps inside the home. Maybe you have problems with internet service. Maybe the e-app systems are down or something. So I would have a few paper applications with you in your bag, and you can print those off of your each individual agent website. Once you get your agent numbers. In my bag, I would also have like the FX grid chart and the term grid chart as far as the help. That's on fflgulfcoast.com under the tab that says in the field. Just it talks about the health situations and what products are good for people in certain health situations. So I would have that with me, either printed out in my bag or downloaded and saved, on my computer or on my iPad, whatever it is, whatever device I'm going to use for the e-apps. So I'd make sure I had that. As far as a device to use, needs to be touchscreen, needs to be have something that has the capabilities um, for them to sign, by either using their finger or a stylus. So whatever that might be, needs to have wireless capabilities. So either that's built into the device or you have an air card, one of those air cards that you carry around with you that gives you Wi-Fi service. um, Other than that, there's not a lot I would have. I would have a copy of your state license. I would have, plenty of, um, inventory sheets, financial inventory sheets, and things like that you might use inside the home. But don't go dragging a suitcase into these people's houses. Keep it simple. You can print out, the credibility worksheet that shows all the different carriers that that we work with. But keep it simple. Make sure on your iPad or on your computer, on the device that you're going to be using, make sure you know how to access all the e-apps. I would try and save them, to your favorites or whatever, so you can make it quick and easy inside the home when it comes down to doing the apps. You don't have to search for them. You don't have to find them. And then the other thing I would make sure you did have was in your phone. Um, in your phone, I would make sure you have all your agent numbers for each carrier, and also the phone numbers for each of the insurance companies in case you need to, call them for help while you're out on the road or have questions for them or whatever. And make sure you have the agent hotline number in your phone as well. That's on the Gulf Coast Weekly email that comes out as well. So those are just some of the main main things. But keep it simple. Don't go dragging, a suitcase or boxes full of stuff in there. And just make sure you have the capabilities of doing the e-apps. So last one I'm going to get to today. I know we've got some more, and I'll save them for the next time we do this. But last one is what do you wear for appointments? I always just ran appointments in jeans and like a collared shirt, like a golf shirt or something, like a Family First Life shirt. You can wear tennis shoes. You can wear some dress shoes. That type of stuff. But we don't want to intimidate them. We don't want to go in a suit and tie. Or I look back at what I used to wear when I first started, and I wore like nice slacks and nice dress shoes and a collared shirt. And I was running in South Georgia with middle income America, middle income people, and it wasn't their deal. I mean, some of them would come to the door and old rundown shorts and their white undershirts, and that would be it or whatever. They're just down to earth people. So keep it simple: jeans, golf shirt, and you can wear tennis shoes if you want. Biggest thing for me, as far as what to wear on a run day, is the biggest thing you can wear is a smile. That's going to be the most helpful for you in your business, and that's what they're going to appreciate more than anything. Is make sure you wear a smile. I will say this too. Last thing on that is not a bad idea to have a separate, like a change of shirts with you in your car, just in case you do go into somebody's home that is a chain smoker. They smoke like crazy, and by the time you walk out of that home, you're smelling like smoke and reeking of smoke. probably a good idea to change shirts, just because you don't know that next home you go into maybe isn't a smoker and just despises of the fact that you walk into their house and you smell like smoke. That could cost you a sale and cost you the ability to help that client. So, not a bad idea to have a change of shirts with you as well. So, guys, I hope this helped. Again, keep sending the questions in. We're going to do this, every so often, every month or two, we'll do a question and answer for new agents, specifically designed for new agents. And but we can't do it unless you guys keep sending those questions in. So send them to Joreen at fflgulfcoast.com, and we will get to them and get your questions answered. So you guys, this is the last new agent call of the year. And 2021 has been a great year. It's been a phenomenal year. Make 2022 your year. We have people within the agency that started in 2021. And within a matter of 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, have changed their life, have changed their financial future forever. They made that decision to do it and to make it happen. All you guys on this call can make that same decision, and 2022 can be your year of growth. But that's up to you. So we'll do anything we can to help. You guys have a good rest of the day. We will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.